Well, hello, friend, and welcome to another episode of Van Life Living in the Ark. I'll tell you what, I come on here all the time to talk about Jesus, right? And that's the point. And I used to always get to talk more about the kingdom. I'm going to tell you something about this journey. It didn't start off the way that it's ended up, right? When I first started, I thought I was going to do something completely different. I thought I was going to get to do a lot more talking about the love of Christ and not have to talk about anything challenging and, the way that I do. But he didn't show me the things that he's shown me now in the beginning. But I wasn't really ready for it. And if I'd have realized what he was asking me to do, I wouldn't have had the courage to do it. So that's the beautiful thing about God, is that he'll give you exactly what you need at the moment you need it. And he knows what you need, and he knows what it is that you can bear. And so he won't give you more than you can bear, right? And so that's what he did. I did make God a commitment going back several years, and he kind of didn't hold me to it. And that was, I promised him, I'll be quite frankly, friend, I said, I don't care if you whip, beat, and crucify me, you give me the truth or you kill me now. And a death showed up in my mind, and he asked if I would agree. And from that moment on, I had this new voice in my head that I'd kind of had it on and off, but not like I do now. Now it's here. And it guides me and tells me what I need to do in order to keep going, in order to make my life work. And right now, to other people, it would look like my life's not working. But I'll tell you why this is so challenging. It isn't that talking about Jesus is hard, because that's the greatest part of the job, right? However, I do have to tell you everything he said and meant, which can be very hard because people aren't really getting what he said, and they're not listening. People go to church and listen to people tell them things that aren't what Jesus said. So it is really important that you get to know what Jesus said. But this is why it's so important at this hour. There's things going on that you're not seeing, and I hate talking about them, but I always have to here and there. Whatever he tells me to do is what I do. But in case you didn't know it, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street own all the other corporations in America, right? They're all conglomerated. They own all the airlines, all the everything, the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the pharmacies. It's all one big conglomerated monopoly, and they've done it through what you call legal channels, even though it's not legal, because this was never meant to be in the beginning, but because Congress got greedy, and as you know, they're allowed to make profit off of these corporations. So they didn't do a very good job of the laws. And if you go look at the Supreme Court decision, Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission, they gave corporations the rights of United States citizens. They sold us out. They sold us into slavery. So, but it was already that way beforehand. It was just that it gave them far more control to go further along than what they were in the past. And BlackRock is actually, the CEO of BlackRock is Larry Fink, and he's on the board of the World Economic Forum. If you don't know what the World Economic Forum stands for, you need to go understand that. If you're a Christian, they believe they are going to make atheism a religion and that they are going to get rid of Christianity. They've been saying it, friend. This isn't just a fight for your freedom, it's a fight for your religion. It's a fight for everything. And Christians aren't getting exactly how bad this is going to get and what it's going to cost us as Christians. Because I do want you to realize that Jesus did say that he who saves his life will lose it, but he who loses it for his sake will gain it. He said, if you deny me before men, I'm going to deny you before my Father. So understand, we're coming to a place in history, well, it'll be history, right now it's still future, where everyone's going to have to make a decision. This was all talked about in Revelation. I don't like talking about it because it upsets everybody, and well, to tell you the truth, the corporate elite sooner or later are going to hear me talking, and if I actually get traction, which I am over time, I've gained more and more followers, and the fact is that I was well, it doesn't matter. I have the kingdom right now, friend. I'm out here on this swing to remind myself that I'm just God's child. I'm nothing special. I'm zero special. And I have no more right to live than you and your children. And so if some of us have to sacrifice ourselves to get this done, well, then I got to put myself on the altar. That's what Christ told me. So this isn't something I want to do. It's something that Jesus didn't want to go to his cross. He was just willing. So I don't have to want to die. I just have to be willing. That's what the Holy Spirit told me in the beginning. That's how I had given him that death a long time ago. There's a lot more to it than that. But so this isn't like God's just asking us to do things that are ridiculous. What's ridiculous is that we let men do this to us, right? Because, friend, there are no kings of America. We all wear the crown here in this free nation. So the fact is, for you to keep your crown, you're going to have to work for it. And that means you're going to have to make a stand. Because any Christian that won't is going to be cast from the kingdom. And I'm not talking about that you have to go out and fight, because I don't have a gun, friend. I'm sitting on swings. I come to my Father like a child. This isn't about fighting. It's about standing. It's about doing the right thing for the right reason. And that's what this has always been about for me. And I have no idea how to do this because, as I've told you, friend, I'm a coward. But my Father has assured me that he will give me everything that I need in order to make this work out, even though I don't know how that is. Because my only real job is to inform you of the truth. There's a good chance it will cost me my life, but it doesn't really matter because, well, I love your kids. I love you. And most of you Christians don't have a clue on what's coming because you have been asleep. And you were told that at the end of the age, the 10 brides would wake up and 5 were going to have enough oil and 5 weren't. If you can't see what's going down, friend, and this is why I want you to wake up. A lot of people think that I'm trying to scare people, and I'm not. Here's the thing. If you wake up in advance, you have time to get oil for your lamp, and you're not going to be as afraid. You're going to end up being in relationship with God, and this is going to go a lot better because the more of us that are awake and have oil in our lamps, the more people that get helped when everybody gets scared. So God has been doing this gradually. I'm not the only messenger, right? So different people are waking you up. Jonathan Cahn is waking you up. Troy Black is waking you up. Chris Garcia is waking you up. Those are 3 guys that I listen to. There are other messengers like me. You know, they're telling you the truth. That, you know, Jonathan Cahn has been telling you America's been getting as its harbingers and nobody's listening. So understand my Father's been giving you warning, and he's been laying out exactly how we got the same harbingers kind of in a way that Israel did. So understand we're accountable like Israel was back in the day. And I've already explained to you that the power was transferred back. So because we did take this publicly traded corporation, which is a thought of Satan made flesh, and a Christian nation, one nation under God, manifested and perfected it flesh and then infected the world with it. Don't think my Father's not going to let you pay your due if you don't repent and make a new choice. I hate to tell you that because, you know, you always want to shoot the messenger, but it's just a fact. So it's really your choice. You can decide on whether you want to do this or whether you're going to wait till the final moment. A lot of you are going to wait till the final moment. You're going to think that if you don't look, it's not going to happen, and then you're not going to have enough oil, and you are going to get cast into the darkness. And I have been very clear with you, to you Christians, that Jesus did not say that you were going to get a free kingdom in your death. If you go read his parables and understand them, you will see that he was telling you, he told you to let the dead bury the dead. He told you to be in the world, but not of it. He told you offenses must come, but woe to those who bring them. So what Jesus said and what the church is saying about what he said is not the same truth. So this is a time to really go get to know Jesus. Now, I know that you're not going to understand how this publicly traded corporation is the thought of Satan made flesh. Well, understand it doesn't have any, it's an entity without a consciousness, right? So it literally has no consciousness. It has no empathy. And so therefore, the corporate elite use them against us, except for our stocks have become our bonds, right? And so that's just the way that works. There's nothing to be done about it. It's too late. Now we're in a hole, and now we got to figure it out. But understand, they're not going to fix this. It's going to be us that has to come together and figure it out. Because Congress is sold into slavery, and so is the Supreme Court. You understand, it's all money people that go in that Supreme Court. All of them are bought long before they arrive. And if it's any different now, then I'll be surprised. So that's just the way it is. Well, friend, it looks like we have some folks coming over here for the playground. So just know that I love you because my Father loves you. And that's it, friend. There's just nothing more to it. I'm not saying all these things to rile you up or upset you, but on the other hand, I have to let my Father speak through me, and I never know what I'm going to say until the moment I do. That's just the way this works for me. And that's the way God works, right? This is His kingdom. The landlord's coming for the rent. So I'm just trying to pay my rent so that I don't have to be in arrears. All right, friend, we just know I love you because my Father loves you, and may God bless you and yours.